Moving away from our family was the best choice we could have ever made. Before we get started, I want to mention that we have a new form that you can use to submit your stories to us, instead of using our business contact email. You will find that link in the description below. My last visit to Reddit was months ago, a time when I was more concerned with cat videos and chuckle-worthy memes than the weighty matters that bring me here today. This confession has been brewing within me for a while, and it feels necessary, like a truth that's begging to be told. It's a tale of departure, of leaving behind the familiar for the promise of the unknown. Once upon a time, in the heartland of Illinois, my husband and I carved out a life with our 2 children, a son of 14 and a daughter of 12. In many ways, we were just like any other family, but in others, we were a world apart. We trod an unconventional path, nurturing unique dreams, cultivating diverse passions, and embracing a lifestyle that seemed outlandish to those around us. In our home, the rhythm of life was set to the beat of music from around the world. From the pulsing African drums to the lilting notes of a Chinese gazang, our tastes were eclectic. Our interests gravitated towards the arts and culture, rather than the more mainstream media that our friends consumed. We also chose a non-traditional approach to our children's education, adopting a passion-based homeschooling curriculum. We wanted to foster their individual talents and interests. Our kids even started their own e-commerce businesses, which, surprisingly, were doing better financially than many adults we knew. Yet, our families and friends were unable to see the benefits of this path. My mother was our loudest critic. She saw our open-minded parenting style as neglectful, our encouragement of entrepreneurial activities as recklessness. His mother was no different. She insisted that we should send the kids to traditional schools, that they needed to go to college so they could get real jobs. Our friends, too, echoed similar sentiments. They couldn't understand our lifestyle or our choices. We were like misfit puzzle pieces, unable to fit into their conventional picture. The pressure was suffocating, and it felt like we were fighting a losing battle. In a moment of desperation, we decided it was time to make a change. We wanted to escape, to find a place where we could breathe freely, where our children could grow without judgment. We decided to move. We broke the news to our families and friends. But instead of understanding, we were met with more criticism and more disbelief. It was a painful confirmation that we were making the right choice. So, we packed up our lives and headed to the sunshine state of Florida. The journey was challenging, but when we arrived, it felt like we had finally come home. We found a community that shared our interests and that respected our lifestyle. We made friends who appreciated our taste in music and our educational choices for our kids. Yet, even amidst the newfound happiness, there was a lingering sense of guilt. Every phone call from back home, every letter carried a pang of unease. Our families were hurt, and even though we knew we had made the right choice, it was hard not to feel the sting of their disappointment. Fast forward to now. It's been over a year since we left Illinois. Our life here in Florida is everything we dreamed of. Our children are thriving, we've found friends who resonate with our values, and we've been welcomed into a community that understands us. Still, I felt the need to share our story, to confess to the world why we made the drastic move from Illinois to Florida. It was more than just a change of scenery, it was a quest for acceptance, for understanding, for a life where we could be true to ourselves without judgment or criticism. So here's to all those who march to the beat of their own drum, who dare to live life on their own terms. Remember that it's okay to make choices that others might not understand. And to our families back in Illinois, if you're reading this, please understand that we did this not out of spite, but out of the necessity of finding our own path. We still love you, we always will. We just needed some room to be ourselves. To our friends back home, we wish you could understand that our departure wasn't a rejection of you, but an embrace of a lifestyle that resonates with us. We still cherish the times we share, the memories we made. We hope you can find it in your hearts to respect our choices, even if you don't fully understand them. So there it is, my Reddit confession. We moved from Illinois to Florida, not just for the weather or the beaches, but for the chance to escape a life that no longer fit us. Our decision may have been met with criticism, but we knew it was what we needed to do. It's time we accept that life isn't a one-size-fits-all scenario. It isn't the 90s anymore, folks. The unconventional can be just as valid, and just as fulfilling as the conventional. So here's to the unconventional families, the square pegs in the round holes, the ones who dare to break the mold. You're not alone. In this vast, diverse world, there's a place for each of us. And sometimes, that place might be a sunny home in Florida, a world away from the familiar, but a world closer to who you truly are. With that, the last of my boxes are being loaded into our moving truck. Well, not quite yet. Have you ever felt out of place around your family or friends? Let us know in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.